Hi there and welcome to another video where I share tips on how you can succeed as a consultant. In today's video, I'll be sharing my own journey and I want us to talk about numbers today. And in terms of numbers, I'll be sharing with you my journey, my experience on how I made the first million. And by million, I mean in Kenya shillings. It's not in USD. So in this video, we are going to look at, or I'm going to look at how long did it take me to make the 1 million shillings, and what does it even mean for the business when you start, or when you hit that 1 million revenue mark. And lastly, and most importantly, what are the lessons that I learned when it came to the ability to make a revenue of 1 million shillings. So without much further ado, I made my first million 2.5 years after starting the consultancy practice. And the way I came to make this revenue is because I received a call. I remember it was either on a Tuesday or Wednesday. It was in the middle of the week. And on the other end was a HR manager. The HR manager said that he had gotten my contact from one of the clients that we had been supporting with recruitment and HR matters. And apparently we had done a good job, and this client had referred us to this HR manager who was looking to hire for 3 managers because the firm was looking to expand to out of Nairobi, and so they were looking for the 3 managers, and the salary for the 3 managers was the lowest was earning 200,000 with the highest earning 600,000. So in total, for the 3 managers, the assignments, we were to recruit for them, and the assignment was coming to business worth, I believe, between 1.3 to 1.4 million shillings to us. For those who are not familiar with the HR and recruitment industry, we normally invoice the equivalent of 1 month gross salary. So that means if you come and you're looking to hire an accountant who's earning 50,000 shillings, if we recruit for you successfully, then when this staff joins, we invoice for you 50,000 shillings plus obviously VAT. So it wasn't any different even then, back then. So for this client, we were looking to invoice between 1.3 to 1.4 million shillings. And that's how I got my big break, so to speak, because before then we do business, but our revenue would be around 500,000 up to 700,000 shillings. But this is the first time we were getting a client who was asking us to recruit for business worth more than 1 million shillings. And so from the title, I'm sure when you read how I made my first million shillings, maybe you thought, oh, this is Pamina's making the 1 million shillings. No, what I meant is the revenue for the business. And remember, when you're talking about revenue, at the end of the month, you have to look at the expenses, and from there be able to see whether you made a profit or a loss. But either way, the 1 million shillings, it's a magical figure, because by the time now you start consistently making 1 million shillings, you can be able to move to a better office, you can be able to upgrade your website, you can even be able to hire more staff to help you with the assignments. So I know psychologically, when you now get at that level, most of us business owners, consultants, that's the time that you really feel that you are in business. So having said that, what are the key lessons that I learned having now being able to even get a client who was able to pay us this much? Number one, the lesson I learned, and very important, is that it's very important for you to choose your market. It's very important for you to choose the clients that you're targeting. Because here, I had one client who was able to pay us more than 1 million shillings. So you can imagine if the market, if we were targeting market where it's really just SMEs who are able only to pay you between 10,000 to 20,000, I would need 50 assignments to be able to make 1 million shillings. But here, because this client, it's a multinational, they had the ability to pay with just 3 positions, I was able to make over 1 million shillings. So if you are starting in the consultancy or service industry, then it's really important for you to position yourself well to the right target market. So I'm not saying now you go and only approach the likes of Safaricom and the UNs of this world. No, I'm not saying that. But you need to think about, in the next 5 years, where do I want to be in terms of the clients? and then how can I start targeting them, such that even as you build your base with these small other businesses, with the clients paying you 10,000, 20,000, you're not forgetting to also position yourself for those big businesses. So choose your clients carefully, choose your niche carefully, and do that at the very start. The second lesson I learned, and this one has remained consistent over the years. I have been a HR consultant for over 10 years now. In fact, 2022, this will be our 12th year. And what I've seen is what brings client is referrals. Do a good job as a consultant, and people will refer you out there. Why? Because as opposed to a product, for example, a phone is a product. Someone can come look at the color, they can come look at the size of the phone, they can look even at the features and see whether this is something that will work for them. However, for consultancy and service industry, we rely on trust, and that is where referrals come from. Because I remember when this HR called from a multinational, they didn't even ask for my CV, they didn't even ask for the company profile. Why? Because the person who referred us is someone they've had a relationship with for many years. So the key lesson I learned from that assignment is the need to do a good job, such that when you do a good job, other people are able to refer you. And that has remained the truth. And even now, even in 2022, we do invest as a firm in making sure we do a good job so that others can be able to see that we are credible and we are worth referring to their friends, colleagues, and even family members. And lastly, and this is very important, if you're watching this video, you are starting or you're thinking of getting into consultancy or service business, then know that it does take time. For me, it took me 2 years and a half. Other people, because when I was doing research on this video, I asked other, consultants in my networks. I asked them, how long did it take you to make 1 million shillings? Some told me 3.5 years, 5 years. There's one who told me 1.5 years. Okay, I think that's the shortest period I had. So majority of the people, they ranged from 2 years up to 5 years. So you can see it takes time. So it calls you for you to be patient. And if you already have a job that is really paying you well, then it helps for you to have a plan B. I know of situations of highly paid HR managers who leave work and they were earning 800, 1.2 million, and they assume that they'll still be able to make that money, immediately when they get into consultancy. Unfortunately, that's not always the case. So if you're highly paid right now, it does help to have a plan B. Don't just rely on the consultancy, to take you to that level you are at. And if you're just starting, and even if you're not earning good money, where you are, just know that now you're in something different and it will take you a bit of time. So there you have it. It is possible for you to really thrive in the consultancy world. It's possible for you to make money, but do understand that you've got to choose your market very well. You've got to do a good job so others can refer you, and also understand that it does take time for you to succeed. So thank you very much for watching this video. Do you have a topic I would like to address, or do you have a question? Leave in the comment. And if this is your first time, do subscribe so that you can continue sharing tips. Thank you very much.